my name, pronouncing it, go ahead and call me Allie or hey you, not a big deal. So we're gonna start off today with presenting our head of our International Student Mobility, Ms. Camila Taigar. And Camille, excuse me. Where am I adjusting? Yeah, okay, sorry, one moment. Technical difficulties. Okay, listo, vamos. You guys are group 1, here we are. And this will be our schedule, actually. We've already done our sign-in, you've got prepared with your mobility pass. We're gonna obviously have to do something different because as you guys don't have Chilean roots, it was a manual inscription. We're hoping to get that fixed for you. All right, we're gonna reinforce culture shock and cultural awareness, and then towards the end, we'll be heading out with our Fen buddies and some of our student groups to get to know the campus, okay? And hopefully after this, you guys will be able to go and explore and have some lunch wherever you may choose. But in the meantime, Camila, if you would like to take it over.
Otherwise, I'm showing how old I am. Anyway, he thinks it's a new. He thinks it's a new day. O sea, it's a new. You are. So once again, welcome and thank you for your time. Alicia, your exchange coordinator, will take it from here.
Applause, applause. Thank you very much, Camila. All right.
So we revise distance.
All right. I'm sure your parents and your professors at your home universities have already given you this speech, but we need to reinforce it. What your responsibilities are as students and exchange students at this university, okay? You need to make the most of your semester abroad. Many of you have already arrived early and have been traveling, getting to know different parts. Somebody was in Valparaiso, other people I know were in the south. So, great way to start off. Learn about the way FEN works, attendance, timetables, class structure, and the professor's style. Teachers and professors will have something that a little bit of different attitude towards their classes. You need to make sure you identify it. It's your responsibility to show up to class. It's your responsibility, if you have a question, to ask it. I do not want you in my office saying, I didn't know because the professor didn't tell me. I cannot intercede on your behalf. Okay, is that clear? Thank you. I know I'm a lot meaner in person, so. Consider yourself a FEN student and a member of the FEN community. Later today, we'll be meeting with our FEN groups. This is a great way to already have somebody here that you recognize and you know, and that can accompany you on getting to know the campus, some cultural issues, or just some things that you have in common. Be an ambassador for your university and your home country. You do not want to make a bad name for yourself. Please, please do not. Respect the rules and customs of not only FEN, but of Chile. Okay? Keep that in mind. Thank you. Any questions on that? All right, good. So very clear. So nobody's going to come into my office and say they didn't know. Okay. All right. So, like we mentioned yesterday on our virtual orientation, everybody right now is in this session of like culture shock. How many of you have experienced a little bit of it? You guys are lying. Nobody has raised their hand except you somewhat, okay? Do you want to express anything that you're feeling or something that just kind of maybe caught you off guard? Yes, Chilean Spanish is quite different. I was actually a Spanish major. I thought I knew Spanish. I came here and I had to learn it all over again. Right. So that's quite impactful, isn't it? Because you think you know, and then you realize you don't, and you start to get frustrated. But keep going on with that energy. She's finished. Yeah, but you can hold on to the microphone. Yeah. In a couple of weeks, once you get into your routine, you might be hit with more of the feelings that are up here on the screen, okay? If you're ever feeling anything that you want to talk about, please feel free to come to both myself or Camila, whomever you feel comfortable with, and we can talk about it. But I want you guys to take a moment to reflect on it if you've felt any of these emotions recently. It's quite natural. After 15 years of being in Chile, I still feel culture shock. Now, I want you to think about the things or people or actions that you saw that have impacted you upon your arrival. It could just be even your arrival into the FEN campus today. Things that you noticed when you're arriving to your hotel, or your trip with friends and family. Does anybody want to share? Anything that kind of was like, oh, I didn't expect to see that, and I did. Oops. Come on, guys. Let's wake up. You know what? I'll share something that happened to me. Camila, can I have the microphone? Okay. I haven't been to this part of town in a couple of years because of the pandemic and the social challenges and the social unrest that was here. So walking to FEN, coming out from the metro, seeing the graffiti, seeing people living on the street, yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about, you're shaking your head. It was very shocking because I love Chile. And now I'm seeing this wound open up, and It's exploded everywhere. So it's taken me about 5 weeks to get used to my walk to work. And my walk to work is only 7 minutes. So it's quite impactful. Others might be used to some things, like not bringing their bag to the grocery store. I still forget, my parents come, they're expecting plastic bags. No, you can't do that anymore. Okay. All right. Now those feelings that we were just looking at on the other page, I want you guys to open your eyes to see what is happening in Chile at this moment. Chile se despertó. Chile woke up, okay? In 2019, Chile has experienced an upheaval of frustration that manifested into protest, violence, and destruction, all with the prospects of involving change and prosperity for the future. Right now, Chile is in a political, social, and economic transition. In just 1 week, the 36-year-old Gabriel Boric will become the president of Chile. I believe he's either the first or the second youngest in history. This very part of town will be filled with supporters and possibly protesters against that. On Tuesday, next Tuesday, March 8th, is the very big feminist movement march. And our Constitution is being rewritten by elected members of our community. So right now, you guys are here in this time of change and unknown. This will definitely add to some of your frustration of culture shock, okay? But I'm telling you this so you guys can be also culturally aware. You will be seeing and experiencing new thoughts, new ideas, activism, and that you need to be culturally aware of. So let's talk about some of the do's and don'ts of these categories up here, okay? To the girl in the tank top that said that you were familiar with Spanish, can I have your name, please? Summer. Okay. Summer Graham. Yes. Great. Okay. Summer. Have you heard this? Weon. Summer, can you share your experience with what this word means? Have you heard it? Have you used it?
I've heard it a lot, but I haven't used it because it seems like it could possibly be a little rude, maybe. My host family is very polite, so I don't use it.
As you walk out these doors, hold on to it, and even inside this campus, the value of your 12th generation or 13th generation iPhone is nearly 5 times the minimum wage in Chile. It's about 2.3 times the average. The value of it is about 2.3 for the average wage, the medium, the middle class. No seas weón and flaunt it. If you have nice purses, hold on to them, especially on the metro, okay? So please, carry a little bit of cash on you if you need it. Yes, Natalie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Natalie. I work with the outgoing students. You can also ask me if you have any questions when you're in the office and you don't find out the show. So this is actually really important, and it's really useful to know that, of course, you can carry your iPhone. You need it. It's like part of your body right now, right? So what you should do is probably learn ways to hold it. Look at the Chilean students. We usually hold it this way. In Diagonal Paraguay right here, we don't usually take it out like easily, or we just use it the minimum amount that we can use it. Our purses, we usually carry them like in front of us. That's really important. We've had students, like for example, be here and feel, sorry, I'm a little rushed because I haven't spoken in public in 2 years. Usually we don't put our bags or anything on the ground or on our tables because you won't like be exposed to like violent necessarily, mugging or anything like that. But there is a way of theft in Chile that is like very silent and it's very muted, and like you just lose your stuff. We had a student in 2019 go to a Starbucks, and she put her backpack, which only had her notebooks in it, like in the back of her chair. And so she lost it. It didn't, thank God it didn't have anything of like real value in it, but little things like that will help you, keep control of your surroundings and of your belongings. All right, so make sure that you go to places where you feel safe, that you know where your technology to use it. Try to always keep an eye out. Stare at people in their eyes. If you see that someone's following you, stare at them. They will usually back away. And it's important to sort of know this because people will identify you as a foreigner. They just will. They know, okay? So you are like a target for them. Anybody who's a foreigner in Chile is basically like money, okay? That's what it means. So they will be staring at you and et cetera, in the streets or whatever. So make sure that you know where you're going. Make sure that you are aware of, what you're being exposed to, and keep your stuff tight. Try not to use a lot of, expensive jewelry or anything like that that's too flashy. You probably won't suffer anything violent, but you can lose things, okay? So in order to avoid that, just make sure you know where you are and where your things are, okay?
Thank you, Natalie. She provides a lot of very good information with the examples that she gave. I guarantee you, one of you over this weekend will lose their cell phone. Not as in misplace it in the apartment, no, you will have it stolen. And like Natalie said, making sure you know how to hold it. And walking with confidence, like you know where you're going. You don't, but you pretend you do, right? So, no seas weón with your property. Nice purses, nice shoes, jewelry, phones, electronic devices, computers, laptops. I mean, imagine how much your iPhone cost. Imagine how much a MacBook cost here. Somebody sees that, that's a really great ticket for them to be able to sell on the street, okay? How many people arrived on the metro today? Good. You're all prepared, you know how it works? Was it crowded? Some are shaking their head yes, some are shaking their head no. I don't think it's crowded just quite yet, but if you felt that it was crowded, it's gonna get worse, okay? So, you might in your hometowns, in your cities, be used to using the metro. I studied in Washington, D.C., I was used to the metro. I come here, it's completely different. You do have to get used to pushing your way through. Pushing your way through to get in. And don't think it's rude. It's just part of the habitat. You know, you gotta adapt. So you gotta make your way in, saying please and excuse me, yeah, you can throw that out. But nobody's really gonna be like, oh, okay, go for it. No, you make your move when you see a small opening. Also on the metro, with your book bags, with your purses, if you have space, hold it in front. Do not, no seas weón, and wear it on your back and take up space, because that space, that's prime real estate for somebody to stand in on the metro. They need that space. As you can tell in the photo, every space that's available to take up, they take. So get yours. So purse, book bag in front like this, holding it, make sure your pockets are zipped, everything's closed. Don't give an opening opportunity. Or you can also put it down here. That's quite common, especially if you have more space in the metro on an afternoon or so. No sea weón, and sit in the preferential seat, okay? That seat is reserved for little old ladies, little old men, people with reduced physical capacities, and pregnant women, okay? If you are in that seat, you see one of those people enter, you offer them your seat, okay? People will look at you and give you this death stare. If they give you the death stare, or if they're only brave enough to give you the death stare, then others will come up to you and say, no seas weón, and give them the seat, okay? So, but you guys are all very well educated, very well mannered, so I know this won't be an issue. Natural disasters. Yes, they happen. Chile is such a beautiful country, extreme range of landscape opportunities, diverse culture from the north to the south, but we are not immune to earthquakes and earth shakes. Has anybody experienced one? Are you guys from California? Okay. You guys are prepared. Are you from California also? We didn't feel it. We're used to it. Okay. How did you guys react? Do you want to share? If it's your first time experiencing it, you can go ahead and share. California, you're all set, so.
I mean, I was just like sitting at the table and I was like hanging out with my friends, and I mean, it took for a couple minutes and we were like, oh, an earthquake, because it was very mellow.
If you want to add, go ahead. Okay.
I didn't wake up actually, but my roommate told me there was one. So
Okay, so you're
wasn't
kind of
scared.
acclimated then. Okay,
Yeah.
not a problem. All right, but a great thing to do is obviously stay calm and look at the people around you. How are they reacting? Some of the older citizens might be much more afraid because they lived through the really bad earthquake in what, the 70s? Was it the 70s? Yeah. The 60s, and then there was the one in 2010. Yeah. So they might be wanting to bust out, okay? So know where the exits are. If you're outside, stay away from windows, power lines, trees, anything that can really fall on you, okay? But please, really don't make a scene. Don't become really panicky, because then you're just going to spread panic. In every place that I have worked in Chile, emergency measures are not gone over. So you won't have an induction on how to duck and cover. You won't have an induction on where the exits are. It's your responsibility to no seas weón and don't get caught in a terremoto, okay? And like our other classmates have said, they didn't feel it. After a while, you will get used to it every now and then, and you might just be like, oh, did I feel that, or was I dreaming? But that's a good sign that you've acclimated. But if it gets really bad, of course, the rules are to drop, cover, and hold on. Get under a desk, or you can actually find, if you're in a corner, you can get to a corner and try to make like, an A-frame. Like if I'm over here in this corner, I would move the desk and get between the desk and the wall in the corner, and that's a great way to cover and duck, okay? That's a great way to protect yourself if need be. If you're on the coast and there is a terremoto warning, follow evacuation and local governmental officials. You will have to evacuate if they tell you. No seas weón and stay behind because you don't think that the wave will come into your town. It might not, but no seas weón and the emergency forces and the local officials will make you leave, okay? Don't be a hero, just go. Yeah, you can add something.
So this is important. So usually, I mean, we're always gonna get tremors or tiny little earthquakes. Like Chileans won't get up until it's like over 7. And that's when probably we'll exit and then we'll see if it continues, and it usually doesn't. So we'll just get back down. It's okay to panic, it's okay, but obviously try and keep control. And remember that Chile has some of like the safest buildings in the world for this, and that we are prepared, and you'll be fine. And at FEN we have a safe spot. It's right by La Cancha, where like there's a soccer field outside. That's where everybody has to go when there's an earthquake. And you will, during the year, we usually have around 2, ¿cómo se dice? Como pruebas, simulacros. So like we usually get announced that we have to go there, and so everybody knows where they have to be and how to be safe, okay? So you don't have to worry, it will be fine. It will probably pass quickly. If it doesn't, try to stay in wherever you are if it's safe. Don't use your cell phone right away, because usually this is used for emergencies. You know, firefighters, et cetera, are using the lines and all of that. Just make sure to get in touch with Allie and let her know where you are and that you are okay. And if you aren't okay, get in touch with us and we will try and help you however you require. But we aren't expecting anything big, but if you are in the coast or if you are in a different location other than Santiago when this does happen, make sure to really follow the instructions of the ONEMI, who are the people that will be instructing you to evacuate or et cetera, especially if you're in the coast, because most of our students do go to Pichilemu, and tsunamis, we get warnings from time to time, so you just have to go uphill. Thank God Chile is has somewhere to run, so usually you'll be safe within minutes. You just have to go up and wait until the warning is gone, okay? So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Natalie. All right. Traveling and caretes. How many of you guys have already had your first carete? Your first party, right? Did you survive it? All right, good. All right. Before we get into talk about our favorite pastime, let's talk a little bit about the travel, okay? Make sure you're obviously aware of your surroundings. Don't take your valuables. Y no seas weón and look inside a volcano, okay? You can fall, all right? But keep an eye out for what the local, because we are still in a pandemic period, make sure you're aware of the local areas' COVID restriction measures, because their phases might change. So, and that might affect your traveling, okay? Now, the fun part, caretes, our parties. All right, a carete, like I mentioned, is a party. When you sales a caretear, when you go out to party, mind your pints and quarts. Chile's got a plethora of drinks to offer, very cheap, very wonderful, very great selection, and of course, you're welcome to try them. The popular piscola, has anybody had that yet? All right, I seem okay, yeah. I don't know if you're shaking your head in regret from the next day, or you're yeah, I can't wait to do that again. But it's a great drink. It's very easy to kind of not realize how strong it is, right? So it catches up to you very quickly. Goes down smooth, and then after 2 drinks, you're definitely feeling it. So keep that in mind as you are careteando. There's a particular social scene called Miércoles Po that has been quite famous for their caretes. I see Isafen agrees as well. So when you go to these social scenes, they cater specifically to university students. Generally what happens, you guys at your own universities have your frat parties, you guys know how out of control that they can get. Same thing can happen here too, okay? So if you're going to these, be very careful of your own safety and of your friends and your classmates if you're with them. Other small-time criminals know about this scene. They look for them. They look for foreigners to take advantage of, as well as realizing that they're probably drunk. So this is a great opportunity for them to steal, to overcharge you on cab fare, to unfortunately take advantage of the situation. Okay, so please keep that in mind, because Fen students have been mugged because of this event, okay? And this is on Wednesdays, all right? Natalie would like to add something.
I'd like to add something to this. Sorry. It's just that Miércoles Po is not an official party for any university. They just cater to you guys. You will get invitations to this. And they do not care if you are well inside or not. So please be sure to go with people, with a group, and take care of each other. And don't call an Uber from outside of wherever you are. Please call it from before you leave, and then when it's here, when it's in your location, you leave, okay? Because we have had, on Thursdays especially, to go with students to the cops because they've lost credit cards and everything, okay? And the other thing about traveling is that Chile, you'll notice that you're gonna be invited by the students to go to climb El Cerro. Cerros are actually mountains, so they're not hills. So please make sure that you wear the attire that's, necessary for that kind of hike. Okay, we had a student in 2019 who got lost for 2 hours during a hike. He was not wearing proper shoes. He thought he was gonna die. He didn't, he made it through. But, menos mal, pero please make sure that, to know your boundaries and be safe and just really prepare for these outings. And make sure that you follow, or that you have someone to go with that actually knows how to be wherever you are going to be. If you're gonna go rafting, if you're gonna go, hiking in special, like in the south, for example, the temperature drops really, really low at certain hours, in the north as well, and we want to prevent that you, put yourself in a position that is actually really dangerous, okay?
Thank you. Has anybody gotten invites to the Miércoles Po yet? All right, well, Wednesday nights, see you there. I'm the DJ. All right. Okay. Marches and protests. March is the season. March is the month that this is generally happening. We're hoping that the political climate will be changing because the new president that's coming in has been elected. This is the change that Chileans and the country is looking for. So we're hoping that this does make a huge difference in the way that we can be around this area. So people take to the streets and show their discontent with the politics, the man, and the system. So just remember, be prepared for that on Fridays. Metros might unexpectedly, or what you think, unexpectedly close. For us, we know, no, they're closing today. Well, you just know, it's instinct, just like the terremotos, okay? Keep an eye out on social media for this information, following the Metro on Twitter, following the Metro on Instagram, any other, on the news as well. So, typically on Fridays, our offices will be closing, or have in the past, have closed a little bit early to avoid these kinds of things. Professors are generally trying not to schedule classes on Fridays for this reason, so that students can get home safely, okay? If you feel that your safety is in danger and you can't make it to the class because you're too afraid, too concerned, please come and talk to us, and we can talk with the professor regarding that if it's something related to your safety. Be prepared to walk on those days. Bring comfortable shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not wear high heels. Have cab fare for you, okay? No seas hueón and get involved in something like this. You don't want to be stuck in a remote area and you're out on your own. Violence tends to erupt, Mazel tov, excuse me, Mazel tov, that's something else. Molotovs, thank you. Molotovs have been known in certain parts, breaking windows, glass. I don't know if you guys followed in the media about 3 years ago, the social uprisings and the protests then. We obviously are hoping that that does not continue, but violence has happened and can happen. So stay clear of it. I'm serious, no seas weón. And as a foreigner, this is super importante. This is so important. I cannot come to your rescue on this, but I will try. If you are detained by a police or carabinero, a uniformed official, protesting in a march, and they detain you, you will be considered a terrorist. Yeah, you're like, I'm not a terrorist. No, doesn't matter. You might not be, they will consider you one, and as a foreigner, you need to be aware of that. You will be detained, and it's kind of out of our control, so get a lawyer. No. No, but of course, obviously, if something like that happens, you need to contact us and your emergency contact and your embassy, because you can be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Natalie, I believe you have a student that had something like that happen?
Hello, yeah. We haven't had, o sea, menos mal, we haven't had any students to be detained or considered terrorists. Pero you will be invited. La Universidad de Chile is extremely politically active. This is something that we take pride in. Most presidents have been from the Universidad de Chile. La FECH está aquí mismo, so maybe if you want to go like right by the soccer field, there is a building that has a big mural and lots of paintings. That's where usually you will see a lot of political activity, and you will be invited. So the violence isn't inherently part of these marches. They just usually tend to happen with certain groups at the end. Regardless, even if you're invited, maybe you can walk like the first 10 minutes or something like that, but you cannot be there. We do not recommend it, because if there is some type of situation, like Alicia said, you will be considered part of a rioter and you might be expelled from the country. So just in general, be safe out there. Try to participate maybe here. You can do murals. There are so many activities, political activities that you can be a part of that don't include marching. So, and Universidad de Chile is the place to be for that. This is the place. So, and there's also like so many different groups that you can be a part of that do different creative things. There's theater, there are different, musical groups. So maybe if you do want to participate in some type of politics, that could be your way to express it. So, yeah, that's it. Oh, wait, Vanya.
Hi everyone, you'll get to know me later. Just a reminder, when there are protests on Friday, there are no Uber available, and if there are, they're very expensive. So if you're partying, because in Bellavista everyone is partying while everyone in Plaza Dignidad is protesting. It's like two different worlds, and you won't be able to get home. So keep that in mind. On 2019, I had to walk from FEN to my house because there was no public transportation, and I live in the mountains, okay? So I had to walk the whole day. And also that year, many exchange students thought that protests were sort of a game, and they were up to 3, 4 a.m. in the morning in the streets while the militaries were over there. They can take you. That will happen if you're there, so please be safe. And keep in mind that for Chileans, this is not a joke. It shouldn't be for you either, okay? We can't help you that much if you are arrested, not us, not Nexo, so please keep that in mind.
That's a good point. It's really important for us, and also to make sure that people are usually rioting for a reason. And so I know, maybe if you're from France, where you may be used to like a more...
Very good tips, thanks guys. So remember too, as well, that on Tuesday, like I mentioned earlier, is the Feminist March. So that'll draw a crowd. Feel free to go out and look at it too as well. Participate in some other way that you would like to participate in without necessarily endangering or getting yourself exposed. But as the evening ends or later on in the afternoon, things could get a little bit more accelerated, not necessarily by the protesters themselves, but like Natalie said, other people who just want to wreak havoc. Our office will be closing early that day. I know we're talking about doing our course registration and stuff like that, but once I get home, I'll be available online, okay? So, that being said, with the Feminist March on the 18th, what? The 8th, sorry, thank you. On March 8th, is the importance of being aware of and knowing our institutional organization, the OGDIS, the Oficina de Género y Diversidad Sexual. It's a university department that handles complaints against sexual harassment, gender violence, discrimination, and labor harassment. If at any point, male or female or non-binary, non-gender, any person who feels that they have been discriminated against within this institution, something makes them feel uncomfortable, or anything that they feel that they would like to talk about with us, please come see Camila and myself, okay? We have an open door policy. This kind of behavior will not be tolerated from FEN students nor exchange students, okay? It's very important. We are here for you, and I want you to remember that if something does not feel right, then it isn't. Don't leave things open to interpretation, like comments and these looks, like she knew what I meant because of the way I was looking at her, or he knew what I meant because of how I said it. We can't keep that stuff open to interpretation. As part of the Chilean movement, Se Despertó, part of this awareness towards everybody's own identity and respecting that, respecting yours and theirs, okay? Sorry guys, you guys need to separate because of the rule, the distance rules, sorry. Just thought I'd have the chance to say it. So keeping that in mind, we do have a department here that can help you deal with these issues if that's something that does happen to you, okay? That includes also, with any kind of relationship with the professors or profesores or profesoras. Okay, if something's uncomfortable, then it's uncomfortable for a reason. For example, we had one year a student was passing, or she was just miserable. Did you want to tell this? Oh, okay. She was just miserable and stressing out about her grade. Well, apparently the professor had said, I will give you an A, or siete, if you translate all my notes into English. If that happens, that's a form of manipulation and an imbalance of power. This information needs to be brought to our attention because this cannot happen. It's inappropriate, and it's inappropriate for you guys to, not inappropriate for you guys, but it's unfair to you guys because it's putting you in a position where you can't say no, okay? So just remember that too. This includes an imbalance of power as well. Important phone numbers up here on the board. One way to remember it is this little trick, ABC. 131 is for the ambulancia, the ambulance, for the A. 2, the second letter in the alphabet. 132 is for the bomberos, for the fire department, B, right? 133, the 3 being the third letter of the alphabet, is 3 for carabineros, for the police, okay? You'll also see the difference in wherever you're living. You might see like little red cars that are like private security, and then there's the carabineros, right? The carabineros are the police officials. And then the Policía de Investigaciones, 134, okay? Some of your phones might already have these numbers programmed into them, but it would be a good idea if you guys could already do that. As well, if you want to identify in your phone ICE, I like ice cream, C like carabinero, and E like emergency, in case of emergency, so that if there is one, we can have access to your phone and contact that person as your emergency contact. I know you guys have completed the forms for the emergency contact, but if we're right there next to you and your person, if you can open your phone, we can have access and call that person need be, okay? Know where your embassy or your consulate is located. In your passport, you might want to put it like a little Post-it note with the address on it so you can be aware, have that. And know how to get a hold of your emergency contact. I just gave you with the idea of doing the ICE. Little tips that my mom told me to do here as well, okay? All right, let's go ahead. We're going to be presenting some of our groups, student groups here today. We've got 4 groups. Are all 4 of you here? You got one shaking your head, yeah? Yep, awesome, great. Now, I'm going to let them do the introductions themselves because their student group names are very long. So we're just going to have them do it for it. We're actually going to start with, are you guys here? Awesome. Why don't you, if you want to come up here, you're more than welcome, or we can pass you the microphone, whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay. Yeah, I'll do a simultaneous translation. Here, let's give you the microphone and the mic.
Okay, sorry for not speaking English. I haven't practiced a lot in the few years, so it's better for me that I speak Spanish so you can understand me. And
I'll help do the translation, so
Thank you.
we'll do a little simultaneous thing here going on.
Okay, we are the, o sea, vamos a hablar en español. How many of you understand Spanish? Okay.
Oh, great. Well,
It's very
yeah.
great. Okay. Somos el Centro de Estudiantes de Ingeniería Comercial. Estamos encargados de toda la parte de apoyo estudiantil, ayudar a los estudiantes que estudian acá con temas académicos, de repente con temas sociales, o simplemente para brindar ayuda o darles una mano en todo lo que necesiten. Es una pega muy, muy interesante que lo he hecho durante los últimos 2 años y en verdad es una experiencia espectacular. Dale. No sé cómo vamos turnando o
Oh,
sigo.
I thought they all understood.
Pero todos entienden?
No, we'll help. So this student union is in charge of, you guys are the commercial engineer students? Commercial engineering, you're thinking engineers are the guys in the mechanics. No, these guys are the financial gurus that form up the student union.
Perfecto. Nosotros hacemos un montón de actividades, hacemos de repente actividades sociales, recreativas, competencias deportivas,
Okay, wait.
un montón de...
Okay, as activities, they do a lot, a mountain size of activities that include, go ahead.
Actividades deportivas, actividades sociales, muchas veces actividades académicas para ayudar a la gente a hacer sus procesos como académicos o ayudar con cualquier beca o cosa que necesiten.
Sports activities, social activities, anything that you need help with your major, with the classes that you're taking, they can help you academically with any kind of support questions that you might have, especially with the professors.
Y nada, en general nos dedicamos a velar por el bienestar estudiantil como en todo aspecto. Tenemos hartas secretarías como de deporte, vía universitaria, género y sexualidad, sustentabilidad y ese tipo de cosas.
Yeah, they're also involved with this, they have secretaries in the sustainability, other kind of areas of support within the school.
Les quería contar un poco de los principios que nos llevaron a tomar este desafío de encargarnos del centro de estudiantes.
These are some of the challenges that they face, their desafíos, if you will, that their principles are based upon. Okay?
El primero que tomamos fue la diversidad. Nosotros creemos que cada estudiante que entra en esta universidad es distinto, tiene sus distintos talentos, motivaciones, orígenes, y nosotros creemos que eso es algo demasiado bueno. Es algo que potencia nuestra universidad y que hace que todos podamos enriquecernos de lo que tenemos acá, y nada, eso es como una motivación bien interesante que tenemos.
All right, as you guys can see also on the PowerPoint itself, but something that's very important for them is celebrating the diversity, recognizing that students that are in their program coming from all walks of life. So These students have unique talents, they have unique interests, they have their own backgrounds and their own motivations. So it's embracing and recognizing that.
También queremos hablar un poco de la cercanía, del apoyo. Creemos que es súper importante que un centro de estudiantes sea cercano a los estudiantes. Por eso tenemos las puertas abiertas siempre para cualquier cosa que necesiten. Somos gente muy simpática, muy amable. Al menos tratamos de serlo. Y nada, como que eso también consideramos que es un pilar súper importante.
So also, besides being a support system, they're very friendly, as you can tell. No, very friendly, they're open, so please feel free. I'm going to add my own personal experience and opinion. I found it very difficult. I found Chileans to be very embracing. I found them to be very embracing. And this is such a great opportunity that they're opening their doors for you to be able to come in and ask questions. They're happy to help. They want to make this place feel comfortable for you and for other students, okay? So keep that in mind that they're available.
Muchas gracias. Y el último punto es que nosotros queremos ser un punto de encuentro, un lugar donde la gente de interacciones pueda formar una comunidad en conjunto, y creemos que es una parte muy importante porque acá pasamos hartos años de nuestra vida y al final uno tiene que sentirse cómodo, como en una segunda casa, y nosotros queremos ser ese punto de encuentro en donde la gente pueda entretenerse, aprender, reflexionar y hacer todas las cosas para las que fue hecha una universidad.
What he says here is also very important to recognize is that they're so excited to be social again after the social unrest and now the pandemic. They're really excited to get everybody back together and move forward and recreating the community that they once had.
Y nada, eso es lo que somos. Están invitados a conocernos, síganos en nuestras redes sociales, que es súper importante porque ahí ponemos mucha información de utilidad para los estudiantes. Y nada, como feliz de conocerlos y feliz también de ayudarlos en lo que necesiten. Muchas gracias.
Thank you. So up here, yeah, that's what we hope. Yep. So also, if you guys want to follow them on Twitter, or excuse me, Instagram. Here, sorry, Instagram. Thank you. There's their name down there. We'll be passing by the student union so that you can recognize where it's located. Okay. All right. Do we want to do deportes next? This group too, we've talked a little bit about the sports, signing up for sports classes. This is your group if you're looking for something more competitive, okay? Do you guys want the mic? Yeah, of course.
Hello everyone, my name is Gabriel Pino. I'm the president of CDA, Student Sports Center. I'm studying business administration. I am in my third year. So I'm going to introduce the CDA. We are an organization that helps the athlete student to solve any problems that they could have with the university and bring sport to our community. Throughout the whole year, we organize a bunch of activities in which the whole community can participate.
Hi, my name is Pablo. I am 20 and I am part from the CDA. In addition to what Gabriel said, we organize different sports activities that involve both students and teachers. Our mission is to encourage the community to participate in the sports that the college offers, such as football, basketball, volleyball, handball, and others. We hope that you are motivated to be in the tournaments organized by the CDA in order to complement your university life, make new friends, and have a good time.
I just want to remind everyone that football is soccer, not Super Bowl. Right.
Well, this presentation is so short. Thank you for your attention. Here's our Instagram. Please follow. If you have any question, you can ask in the Instagram, and have a good morning and journey. So any question, ask us.
Thank you. Natalie would like to add something.
Yeah, hi. I'm me again. So a lot of our international students are really, really good at sports, and these guys are your people to go to if you want to do something competitive in basketball or soccer or anything, if you play tennis or if you swim competitively, these guys will get you in the team. They will help you try and do the tryouts and all that. So if any of you are interested in that, leave us let us know so that we get you in touch.
Like Pame mentioned the other day in our virtual meeting, remember how she said everybody uses Instagram to know somebody? So this is just reinforcing that this is how you will get the information on a lot of the social events with our organizations. Would you guys like to come up? He's not here? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Does anybody represent this or is a member of this? Anybody in the student groups? Okay. Huh? No? Okay. Ningún problema. Well, you guys can find them on Instagram, of course. All right. Let's get to Isa Fen. All right. Isa Fen, you've got the floor. You guys want to?
Yeah.
Okay, hello everyone. We are the most important organization in this university. So after 2 years of pandemic, we are very excited to be here with you. For us, well, this is a new experience and we are in charge of improve your experience here. For us, it's very important that you can be very motivated to participate in cultural activities, in sports activities. Not everyone is bad here in Chile. So you can travel, you can know everyone. A recommendation, you can make the first step to talk with a Chilean student here in the university, because sometimes it can be very difficult to affront a new culture, a new person. So don't be afraid to be yourself. You can be here whatever you want and try to explain your career or your country. So we are very excited.
Well, you'll find out that Chileans don't speak much English. As you can see, our Spanish is not that good either. And we are very shy when we are talking or try to speak English. So probably a Chilean, even though we're Latinos and we're very engaging with people, probably we won't make the first move to speak in English with exchange students. So we really recommend you to go to a Chilean that's from your classes that you met probably in the hallway, like, hey, this is my name, I'm trying to find my classroom, can you help me? And they will try, they will really try, okay?
So this is the crew of our organization. Right now, just Vania and I am Cesar. If you have any question, you can come to us and tell us. So that's everything.
We have another staff member, Easy, who's also representing the sports union. But hopefully this week or next, you'll meet the rest of the staff. So our activities, we try to have a wide variety of activities so everyone can be interested. Probably not all of you like sports or cultural activities, maybe not everyone likes to party, but we'll try to have a lot of activities for you to be interested, to participate, and to get to know a bit better our culture and country. So during this semester, we are just coming to presential meetings and gatherings. So we will be having trekkings, a walking tour that's actually next week. You are all invited to come. We have also Habla Voz. These are not Spanish classes, but they will help you understand a bit more Chilean slangs, like the weon, for example, and others that I'm not going to say it right here. And we also invite you to teach us your languages, because, as I said, we don't have much experience in other languages, not even English. So when exchange students teach us a bit Dutch, with French, German, even Chinese. Chilean students are like, oh, that's interesting, like, let's try it, okay? So you're all welcome to teach us a bit more of yourselves and your culture. Oh, and barbecues also. We won't be having much parties. No, we will, but given that it's usually closed spaces, we will have to keep social distance, and we will always try to keep you safe. Don't want anyone to get COVID or anything, because you will be traveling probably during weekends, and to be quarantined a couple of weeks, it's not fun. But barbecues are usually in a park. We join other students' unions, also activities. And the first one is going to be this Sunday in Parque Intercomunal. You're all invited to come. You can bring your roommates, your classmates. I don't think you know anyone yet, but your fan buddies, of course. You can also invite them. We also, some of interns of other embassies, of your embassies, will be attending. So it's a nice opportunity to get to know people. A group of ISAFEN will be in the park waiting for you, and another one will be at FEN, so you can all go together, okay? And this is probably the most important thing. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram, especially Instagram. You'll find out that Chileans don't use Facebook very much. So if you try to contact someone by messaging them on Facebook, they won't reply because we don't even have like the notifications on. But Instagram we will be posting a very important information about everything, our activities, the current situation in Chile, especially because March, as you already know, we start with protests, and we will have like information about a Chilean, maybe students' point of view. So you can also have like what we are thinking, what's happening at FEN, and that's very important. And also the WhatsApp group, okay? We will be posting information that's just for you, that's on your interest. So please, you can talk to me, or please use the code so we can be in touch, and hopefully this will be a very good semester for all of us. We're very excited. After 2 years, we can work again, so hopefully you can attend to our activities. Welcome to the fall semester.
Thank you. No, I just wanted to ask a question. For all of the fun activities that you guys do, as well as the sports outings, do you guys as a group pay for that, or are the students expected to provide it, to pay for it?
So for us, it's very important that you live as a Chilean student at FEN. So we won't charge you anything, but for example, if we go on a trekking and the entrance is, for example, 3,000 pesos, you're expected to pay. But us, as ISAFEN, we won't get any profit because we want you to live as we do here at the university. And that's it. I don't know if the other organizations like have any politics about this.
No, basically everything is for free, so you can come and enjoy the time. So that's it.
Hi, my name is Isidora. You can call me Easy. And for the tournaments that we organize as SIA, there's always a cost for the inscription that if you want to play in them, you'll have to. So if you organize a team with your classmates, with your friends, you'll have to pay for that. But we also don't profit with any activity that we do. And for the barbecue that we have on Sunday, the entrance for the park is 500 pesos. So if you want to go, it's just like that. And if you want to rent a barbecue space, you can talk to us, and that's like 5,000, I think. But I'm not sure. We'll give you the information through WhatsApp or Instagram. So that's it.
All right. And are you guys as a vegetarian options at all? Any sports teams, any group, Centro de Deportes, just want to throw this out there. If you guys have special dietary needs, you need to be in charge of basically kind of those considerations, most likely. You want to add anything? You do? Oh, great. So great. If you're vegetarian too, if there's a barbecue, just ask too. Is there a vegetarian option? Because these are such social experiences to participate in. And obviously there's nothing as good as a Chilean asado, a barbecue, but also do a really mean parrillada with vegetables too. So that's zapallo italiano. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. Now, appreciate the time that you guys have been taking for this. We are able, Pamela, you guys met her today as well on the virtual meeting, excuse me. And I'll go ahead and put this up. Pamela would like to share words.
I wanted to welcome you to FEN. I'm really excited to meet you all. I'm kind of with the presentation because I have been doing a lot of things, as you see. But I was watching the culture shock, and maybe you are thinking now, like, why did I choose Chile to come? But it's okay. When I went to New Zealand during school, the first 2 weeks I was just too tired of hearing English. So it's okay if you take your time to just relax. And they can be really noisy, and you will hear a lot of people in Spanish really fast. So it's okay if you take time, right? And also, I'm from Iquique, a city from the north. It's a really small town, and it was shocking me when I come here to study. So it's okay too if you take your time, right? We are here in the heart of Santiago, here where everything's happened, or parades or marchas. So yeah, just keep in mind that, and if it's really shocking or are you not feeling very well, you can count with me. You can go see me to the office or just send me an email, okay? Welcome.
Can they follow you on Instagram?
Sure.
I'm not really active on Instagram, so I'm not going to give you guys that opportunity. Okay. We'll be able to go outside. Is the coffee break open? It's ready. All right. We'll be able to go outside. You have a bag with some little snacks as your FEN buddies are leaving. I'm going to be flipping through the slides so that you guys can identify which group you're in. What's going to happen is you'll be divided into 5 groups. Obviously, right now, there's just the groups 1 and 2 up, but I'll move on to the next slides. And you guys are going to get into your groups with your FEN buddies and kind of just like chat, get to know each other. And your FEN buddies and other members of the sports groups, the student groups, will be able to take you on a tour and show you around. There's like a little checklist of things that we want to make sure that you guys see and identify where they're located. Okay, can I move on to the next slide for group 3? No? Nobody's telling me I can't. Thank you. All right, group 3, you guys. So what we'll do is corner you into the group 3 and then divide you up that way. Can I move on to group 4? Thank you. Group 4. And can I move on to group 5? Okay, so you guys are going to come back and ask me what group you're in? No? Okay, great. Good, you guys are already cortando cordón. You're already cutting the cord. All right. So group 5. And Daniel and Alexander, your buddy wasn't able to make it, but that's okay. We'll be reassigning you guys, or will be getting in touch, but you'll still be along with this group member, okay? So when you guys do the tour, after you're done, you're basically free to go. If GW students have something to deal with Lisa Ann, okay. So you guys will be finished around 12. That's a good time to go and out to lunch, get to know the area, but you're basically on your own after that. I'm going to see you on Monday. You might want to take this next week to kind of like shop around for the classes. I know some of you guys are already asking about, can I get my courses finalized? Maybe go to that class first to see if you like it or don't like it or understand the workload and the requirements. But try it out a week. And if you know you want to change, go ahead and schedule an appointment with me through Calendly. It's on my email. But if you know that you don't want to take a specific course and stuff, let's try to get it solved over the weekend. But we've been emailing each other back and forth, okay? Are there questions on that? Because I've been giving you guys this time, like since course registration up until this Sunday evening, to kind of email me and make changes, because the purpose is coming up on March 7th through the 18th. That's when you'll have one opportunity to meet with me, and that's not including the emails to make changes, okay? So after Sunday evening, well, really should be after today, but I'm such a dedicated coordinator that I will work over the weekend for you guys and not be able to go to Issa Fenn's barbecue, that if you guys are going to send me an email, send it no later than Saturday evening to make any changes and try to get those changes added onto your schedule. Otherwise, schedule an appointment with me starting next week at 10 o'clock, okay? Questions, comments, concerns? All right, so let's get up, let's stretch our arms, let's stretch those legs, let's go get a little snack, okay?